noon.
Coach, any update on what Winfield and Dean and some of those guys would have been able to do today if you weren't in a walk-through mode?
Winfield would have been full. Dean probably would have been limited. See a little more tomorrow.
The other question marks, Auden, would he have been full?
Auden would have been limited, but he's trending the right way.
Coach, you had brought in a veteran defensive lineman, Adam Gotsis, on the practice squad. Was that just to kind of displace losing Ernest last week, or are there any injury concerns there on the defensive front?
No, we needed one just losing Ernest right now.
But you've had to deal with so many injuries throughout the season. What's it going to be like to get some of these guys back, especially this time of year?
Hopefully it'll be great if we get all of them back at the right time, you know. And we've been dealing with it so much, it's like normal for us. So a lot of guys got a lot of experience, and we hope the guys that got healthy come back healthy and they can help us going forward.
Coach Yaya Diaby was the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He's gotten pressures all year long and really improved as a player. Now he's getting sacks 2.5 of these last 3 games. Can you just speak to his ability to finish now down the stretch?
He's played hard. I mean, he's played hard all year. He's just coming back into his own, and the last couple of weeks down the stretch, he's really been playing fast for us. He's been playing physical for us. He's been playing on the other side of the football. So along with him, Cansey and Vita up front, and there's a few other guys, they've really been trying to kind of turn the corner.
Can you talk about his ability to set the edge and just be such a force in the run game, shutting down this side of the field?
I mean, he's strong. It helps. He played a 3-tech in college, so it's pretty easy for him. It's like a vacation for him being out there on the edge. So he's a very physical football player. He loves the game, and he plays it with a smile on his face.
Biggest things you've noticed that's changed for this Commanders team from week 1 when you first played them?
Obviously, experience in a new offense. When you get a new coaching staff, you have to get better on both sides of the ball and get used to the system. They've gotten really used to the system on both sides of the ball. They're playing confident. They're already talented. You know, they got experience and they got young guys. And the quarterback's got a lot of games under his belt, and they're playing very good football.
Todd, when you prepare for Daniels, Lamar, Josh Allen, what kind of challenges does that present in terms of pass rush and what you tell your guys about being disciplined and just how it affects the whole approach to a pass rush?
I mean, it's huge. You try to tell them to be disciplined without trying to hold them back. There's a point where you're so disciplined that you're not really rushing the passer, and that's not good either. So it's got to be a good mix. Everybody's got to be on the same page and cover for each other. And again, a lot of people have tried and never done it. When you reach quarterbacks of that caliber that can move like that, you got to pick and choose your spots to try to get it and hopefully get a lead and try to keep them off balance.
Is the whole aim, or part of the aim, to keep the guy in the pocket and don't let him get outside either left or right?
Not all the time. You know, you want to flush them at times and have somebody out there if you can. But these guys are so talented right now. Even when you flush them, you got to catch them. Then even when you catch them, you got to tackle them. So whether he goes up the middle, whether he's in the pocket or out the pocket, he's dangerous.
Specifically, you guys have been among the best in the league in the fourth quarter specifically. What is it about this team, or maybe some of the things you guys have worked on? I know you've preached finish a lot. That's allowed you guys to do that.
Just the urgency to finish. I mean, learning from what we did in the first half of the season and carrying it over to the second half and understanding what we got to do in situational football.
What's behind that, though? Like, I mean, is it just having an even narrower focus in those moments? I mean, because you can talk about it all you want, but you still have to go out there and execute, and a lot of teams can't do that when the game is on the line like that.
I don't know about a lot of teams, but the coaches do a hell of a job coaching, and the players do a hell of a job adjusting and carrying it out, and they trust each other.
Takes an extra importance this week, with given that the Commanders have had so many late fourth quarter comebacks this season too, right?
I mean, it's huge. They win games. That's the bottom line. They know how to win games. 2-minute and situational football, they do very well in the fourth quarter.
Coach, what's the biggest improvement with Jaden Daniels from week 1?
Just understanding the offense. He's seen all the pressures and all the zones and all the man schemes right now, and he knows how to take advantage of a lot of things, and that says a lot about him.
Where do you think you guys have gotten better since week 1?
I think we're more of a complete team, as are they, but we're more of a complete team. The young guys have gotten some experience. Obviously, we've gotten a few guys back, and we're just playing in a good rhythm right now.
For whatever reason, you guys have struggled in primetime games. I don't know what the streak is up to. Do you look at what you do during the day, how you get them ready, the 2 a.m. to the 9 a.m. to enough? Like, what, is it just an odd stat at this point?
It's just an odd stat for me. I mean, we've lost some 1 o'clock games. We lost some 4 o'clock. We lost some 8 o'clocks.
A lot of things have changed for both teams since that first meeting. You guys didn't have Kalijah Cansey in week 1. How much does he help just being able to kind of attack the front of the pocket, if you will?
Yeah, he's huge. Anytime you get a starter back, obviously he's leading us in sacks too. So anytime you get a guy back that hadn't played the first time, and I'm sure they have a few guys as well, it helps when he's a starter. So it helps you get better.
We know that Bucky is, really good, making guys miss, right? The first guy, we always talk about that, but yards after contact, he leads the NFL. Now maybe it's not good contact, maybe that's part of it, but what about his ability to run bigger than his size in terms of not just, running through tackles?
And it says a lot about him. He's a complete football player. He's one of the toughest, smaller guys I've seen since I've been in the league, and making guys miss or either shoving guys off or either spinning out of things or doing whatever he does to make extra yards has been great for us, and he takes care of the football while he's at it, so that's special.
Year-over-year improvement in the run game specifically, it's like at historic levels. I don't have the exact number, but it's definitely up there. Just how does that change or impact your ability to call a game defensively and what you guys are able to do when you can rely on that the way you have throughout the season, where you're averaging 5 yards a carry every single play?
I mean, it keeps the defense off the field, number one. It eats clock up. It keeps their offense off the field. It helps us in the passing game. So if you have to double guys on the outside, we'll just try to keep running it on the inside. And then if you loosen up on the inside, if you loosen up on the outside, we'll throw it there. So it really helps us in a lot of areas.
What would you say the identity is of this team after going to the regular season?
We're tough. We're resilient. We play hard and we're confident.
You were talking to Casey on the radio show about the throw to Mike at the end and how it's literally one of the greatest plays, greatest moments you've had in your career. Why do you think it's so special for everyone?
The work Mike puts in here and the work he's done here, not just here on the field, in the community, the way he's helped guys in the locker room, to get a record like that for 11 years to tie Jerry Rice, who I believe is the greatest of all time, is something you can't try and pass up. And I think everybody was so excited to see it happen, and probably all the emotion I've seen out of Mike more than I've been here. So that was great to see. It was great to see the guys erupt on the sideline playing for each other, and it was just a cool moment.
That have been one of the best game balls that you've ever given out, huh?
It probably was the best game ball.
We talked about the catch that Jalen makes, with the toe tap and what a big play that was. Can you talk about the throw and the arm strength that Baker has, which for a guy who's not 6'4", just his ability to drive the ball off platform when he needs to?
I mean, the throw was unbelievable, and he was on the run when he did it. To make that throw on a line drive in the air that far down the field, and for Jalen to make that catch, the throw was everything. I mean, half a yard wider, he would have been out of bounds. Half a yard shorter, he would have came back. He wouldn't have got it in bounds, but it was a perfect throw. Baker's, the year he's had has been unbelievable.
Talk about, Todd, on tape, how you see the rapport and the connection between Daniels and McLaurin. I think maybe the first month, McLaurin, his numbers weren't great, but he's come on strong. I asked you about him going into week 1, and you called him elite, but you did a good job on him in week 1. How much of a concern is he?
He's a huge concern. I mean, they were just learning the offense in week 1. They got it down now. They got a good feel for each other. He's been an elite receiver. He has an elite quarterback. They have a great connection, and they find each other. He knows how to get open when he scrambles. He throws a heck of a fade ball to him when he needs that, and they're moving him around now, so they become very dangerous.
This is the matchup of 2 top 5 offenses. Are you expecting to be preparing for a shootout in a matchup like this?
Being a defensive coach, I hope not on our side.
Marshawn Lattimore could play in this game, and if he does, we know the history between him and Mike. Will you have any conversations about keeping it, not hurting your football team with penalties?
Mike's a pro. He understands what's at stake, and he understands the game. Nothing really needs to be said about that. They're both great players, and they both like to compete.
Anything else? Feels like junior football out there today, huh?
Yeah, it's a little chilly.